me, that's why I gotta slide, dog.
Listen, if you know me, if you know anything about me, you know that I love Jeezy. That was Jeezy with Buy a Bank to welcome you back to the Get Rich or Get Drunk Trying podcast. I am your host, Asia Abston. I have missed you guys. I've been gone a little bit for the summer, trying to just catch up with life. I'm building, 47 different freaking businesses. So I've missed you. I stepped away a little bit, but I am back. I've got a bunch of episodes lined up for you guys. And today we are going to get it in with money coach, business coach, and financial planner, Ellie Revella. She is with me today. So let's just hop directly into the interview. And I just want to shout out everybody who is buying the Keep Pussy Expensive hats, the plant-based pussy hats, the You Can't Afford Me hats. You guys are wildin' on the merch, and I just appreciate you so much. By the time you guys hear this episode, the all-new Pay My Mortgage hats will have dropped. As you know, the link will always be in the show notes. And when you do get your merchandise, make sure you tag me so I can see you stunt. I love it, and I'd be happy to repost you guys on my social media. Now, let's get into the show. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Get Rich or Get Drunk Trying podcast. It has been a long, delicious summer, and it's time to get back. It's time to get back to work. It's time to get back to the money. It is almost fourth quarter, and I got to get you guys revved up to get back into it. So today I have Ellie Revella, aka Ellie Talks Money, joining me on the show, and I'm just super pumped to have you with me. She's a financial planner, business consultant, Instagram expert, mom of like delicious twin babies, and just a rock star. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. I love, love, love the podcast and your page. Like, listen, everything. It's everything. So I'm so excited when you hit me up. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this happens because this is my first podcast episode. I've always
Which
wanted
is
to.
insane. I can't believe it's your first. I appreciate taking your virginity. Like, don't freaking
Yeah.
flatter me, girl. I'm so glad. Well, I know it will not be your last because your content is so bomb. When you blow up, just remember us little people from
Oh
way
no.
back then.
Like, I started with
Get rich or get drunk, right? I love it. And you're talking to me from LA, right?
Yep, I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay, got it. We like LA. We vibe with LA. It's no Miami, but we vibe.
You know what? I was actually just saying that I want to go to Miami for New Year's. Should I make that move? Is it
One
fun?
billion percent. Miami's paradise, number one. Number two, this is the only place that it's warm. It'll be 88 degrees on New Year's Eve here. It could be snowing in LA or on fire.
Yes. You're so right. We're either one or the other. We're either on fire or completely freezing. It doesn't make sense.
It's
Okay.
ghetto. It's ghetto if you ask me. That weather is unacceptable. So
It's
I've told the people a little bit about you. Why don't you introduce yourself? Let them know what your expertise is and why I was so desperate to have you on today.
Oh my goodness. Well, a little bit about Ellie. So I am 28 years old and a mom. So I have twins and I have two others. So I have
Ooh.
four whole kids, girl. Like, I know.
Exhausting. How?
Oh,
I have a dog I can barely keep alive.
girl, listen, it takes a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation. So I was married before. That is no longer, which is totally okay. And since then, I've really launched this business. So I've always been a financial planner. I sell life insurance. I help people, get their money together, make sure that their wills and assets are all lined up. And I also am a business consultant. So I was mostly just doing it, with companies or one-on-one in a private way. But the pandemic and after my divorce, I was like, you know what? I need to live my best life. And there is no reason to not really put myself out there and scale this business and reach more people. And so, yeah, I just started the page in July and decided to just put out content, coach people on how they can grow an online business, help people understand how to make smart money moves and invest. And here we are, 3 months later, we're still growing.
I
So,
cannot believe you just started in July.
yes, girl,
The
just
quality of your content, I mean, I've had my page for 2 years and my shit's not that good. So how are you busting it down this quickly in 3 months? And you know what it is? I'm gonna ask the question and answer it. Okay.
yes,
The
yes.
answer is because you know what you're talking about. You're so well versed in this that it seems like it's just pouring out of you because I literally want to repost every single thing that you post.
Girl, thank you. I feel like that's the thing. Sometimes there's knowledge inside of us, and we are the ones who psych ourselves out to think we don't know anything, because
Mm-hmm.
I used to tell myself that a lot. I was like, there's no way I could start a page. I don't know what to say. But I just finally decided to get out of my own way and just start. And then you know what? As I started asking myself questions, asking myself what would be information people would want to know, the content just
Pouring
flowing.
out of you.
It just
Mm-hmm.
started pouring out, and it's like, wow, I do have a lot to share. And I'm not the most expert financial planner or business coach out there, but I do have a lot to add. And
Absolutely.
people have to just take that first step and believe in themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think that's a lesson to all my followers. I tell them this all the time. Like, you would be surprised the things that are so mundane to you and ordinary, and you think everybody knows this. It would floor you. The questions that you would receive from people, and they really truly want the advice, they need the knowledge, and they want it from people that look like them. So,
Yep.
why not pour that knowledge that's sitting around in your head for free
Yeah.
into your community and then monetize it? So I believe in that 200%. That's a great message for my listeners. Before we get too deep into the good stuff, it's time for a cocktail. It's 4 p.m. my time, 1 p.m. your time. I need to know, what is Ellie's get drunk cocktail of the week?
So I am a non-drinker, but
How do you
I,
have 4 kids and you don't drink?
girl, you know what? Honestly,
I would drink all the
I,
time.
girl,
Like, it would be a problem.
I haven't had a drink since college. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a minute, I know, but you know what? I'm a way lightweight. Like, I'm a
Gotcha.
super, super dangerous, like, don't know what I morning type lightweight.
Okay, yeah, that's not good. So if you had
So
one of
it's
those,
like,
what are those, Trulies, or what's that hard seltzer crap? If you had one of those, you'd be on top of the table.
oh yeah, I'm done. And I learned that in college. And I was like, you know what? I was
Maybe
getting
this
extremely
isn't for me.
tight. I was like, maybe this is just not for me. Like, I'll do everything else, but I'm cool on this, girl. Like, I'm cool.
Okay, do you have a mocktail for the people? A glass of orange juice? What?
Girl, yes. So I definitely love to mix my little sparkling water or some Canada Dry with some cranberry juice or pineapple juice. Listen, use your imagination. It will get you right. You be
Ooh,
feeling lit, even though it's totally virgin, okay?
sis,
Or
that's called carbonation.
yes. So that's how I wind down. You know what I'm saying? That's how
I'm
I wind down.
dead. I am okay. So to my regular listeners, go ahead and try that, and feel free to add some Tito's to it, because
Yeah, you know. Make
that
it
is
your own. Make it your
not
own.
a whole mocktail with 4 kids. Wow, you are a
Yes,
different breed, honey.
girl, different breed,
I
different.
see that. Well, now that I have you and we've got a mocktail and we can settle in and relax, I'm going to hit you with some questions, because the people, I posted on Instagram, what questions do you have for Ellie? And these
Yes.
are the questions for the people. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Um, why is now the perfect time to start an online business?
Ooh, you know what? As I was like getting prepared for this, I really started thinking about that. And it is the perfect time because of the fact that, number one, due to this pandemic, this audience is so concentrated right now. Everyone is at home. Everyone is on their phone, honestly, more than they have been in like the last 5 years in terms of being on social media, being on Instagram, being on Facebook, shopping online. Now is absolutely the time because more people are paying attention and are tuned in than ever. So that would be the number one reason. Now, in addition to that, the access is unprecedented, right? So we have the ability to literally run a few ads on Facebook or start posting content like I did on Instagram with no ads and reach thousands of people who are able to digest what you're saying. It's crazy to me that sometimes I get messages from people all the way in Australia or in the UK, right? Even you, I think you're in Miami, right? Other people in New York. It just goes to show that now that we have, there aren't barriers of limitation, right? You are able to reach people no matter where they are and connect with them and sell them something. You know, you don't only have to be focused on the people who are in your local area. And I would say another reason why now is the time to start a business, an online business specifically, is because there's never going to be a perfect time. You just always have to start, right? We always think, oh, let me wait till I have X, Y, and Z, or let me learn this first, or let me practice this first, or let me spend a little more time creating. In reality, I should have started mine 8 months ago. I should have started mine 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When I had the idea, but we always talk ourselves out of it. So the main piece is now is the time, like today, right now, at this moment, do it. Like,
Do it.
there is no time like the present. Every day that you wait, someone else is coming and doing the same thing, right? Opportunities are passing. We can't let that happen. We
I
can't let.
agree. I agree 100%. I read somewhere, I think it was in Black Enterprise, somewhere, that if you are 100% in love with your very first launch, you waited too long.
Yep.
Period. You need to look back on your first product or your first business or your first post or whatever, your first YouTube, and be flat out embarrassed. Like, I cannot believe I put this shit online.
I
Who
know.
did I think what?
It's
But
true.
it's because you started. So many people have analysis paralysis. So many people have imposter syndrome. So many people feel like, who am I to start XYZ? But the real question is, who are you not to? Especially in this pandemic where people are dying every single day,
Yeah.
unexpectedly. You know what? And attitude to think that you've got all the time in the world. Who do you
Woo.
think you are? No, you don't.
No,
And
you.
like you said, people who are far less talented than you are just have the balls to do it. And they're getting so much further along than everybody that's sitting on the couch hoping and praying and manifesting and just wishing and trying again and rereading and tweaking a website. Get it done. Get it started and build your parachute on the way down. Just jump.
Exactly. That is so absolutely true. And I think what you said about, people thinking, or really to me, having the audacity to think they have all this time, like, excuse me,
That's
every
not how
day.
life works.
That's not how life works. Every day you procrastinate, God is looking at you like, how do you know you're going to be here tomorrow?
I like it.
God is like, excuse
God with the attitude. I
with
like
the
it.
attitude, like, what is she doing? What are you really truly waiting for? And sometimes we think we have to come out and be perfect, but the beginning should be messy, right?
Right.
That's how
Yep.
you're going to learn. You
Yep.
have to just put out something and see what people say. And speaking specifically on Instagram, even if you put out a post and it gets 1, 3, 2.5 likes, okay, right?
Right.
You just have to start. The point is that you got in the habit and you started flexing that muscle of doing it. And as you keep doing it, you'll get more comfortable. And then consistency will become easy to you. But it will never get to that point if you don't take that first step and begin.
Say it one more time. Yes, I agree fully.
That
You could not be more right. What types of online businesses do you see flourishing now and are on an upward trend?
Wow. So right now is definitely the time to create an online business that's based in like selling a digital product. So the fact that we're all at home and the fact that now e-learning and online learning is huge, everybody is getting a course about something. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, literally all of these online course platforms like Gumroad, Teachable, Kajabi, they have blown up, not just in terms of the money and volume that they're processing, but even their stock prices have blown up because of how much people are using them. Zoom is a number one example of how everything right now is being done on a web conference. So people are having meetings, webinars, selling their webinars, recording themselves. I mean, it's just huge. So this, I would say that that is the number one online business that you could start right now and that you could start in less than a day. Like
Mm.
you could go ahead and hop online, go make a little PowerPoint talking about a skill that you're good at or teaching people how. I'm going to use an example of ironing because there are people who make courses on how to iron your pants to like the
Facts.
crease and
Facts.
they're making
Or
money
fold your socks.
or
Mm-hmm.
fold it. Listen, and
Yep.
they're
True
making
story.
money. They are
Mm-hmm.
making money. So you go make your little PowerPoint. You go ahead and record yourself talking through your course, your PowerPoint on Zoom. You go ahead and upload that bad boy and you start sending it to people in your network, posting about it, creating content about it. It sounds easy because it is that simple, right? We are overthinking it. The work is in the consistency, but the actual 1, 2, 3, 4 step process is basic, honey.
The work is in the consistency. If I could drop this mic, I would. The work that is so true amongst so many different platforms and brands and businesses. Sometimes it is that simple as 1, 2, 3. The issue
Yes,
is I've created the content. What the hell do I do now? And that's
right.
where people get stuck and they get caught up and they get jealous. They look at people that YouTube for a living and they feel like that's not a real job. You cannot imagine the amount of content and the amount of editing that these people have to do
To do.
to make money on YouTube. You would be floored. It is doable, don't get me wrong. But like you said, the work is in the consistency. Oh,
Yeah.
put that on the t-shirt.
That's girl, that's the quote of the day.
That's
That
the
is
quote of the
oh,
day. And we are only on the second question. That's good. See?
I love it.
This is why I wanted you on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, next question for you. So every millennial entrepreneur should be on Instagram, but so many are not utilizing it properly or at all. How should we be using IG and other social media platforms for our businesses?
Wow, that's a great, great question. So, you know, the fact of the matter is what that question said, every millennial entrepreneur should be on Instagram, should
Period.
be on social media.
I
At
don't
this,
care if you are a janitor,
yeah,
and you do nails, you are a copyright attorney, whatever you are doing, you literally have to. It's not even an option at this point. When
nope.
I'm interested in a business, the first thing I do is Google it. The second thing I do is look them up on Instagram. Period.
It's it. That it's literally a virtual business card is the way I started seeing it, you know. It is your virtual business card. People are going to check your Instagram before they check your website, right? And
Mm-hmm.
even if they're checking both at the same time, if they go to your website and see that you don't have an Instagram, they have a question mark. Like,
Suspect.
you know,
Suspect. Something's
why
up.
not on Instagram? So
Thumbs up.
yeah, it's very, very important to have. And I really understood that this year, right? I've always had a page with just random pictures of me. You know, I had maybe 200 people on there, just my friends and family, but I really tapped in to the fact that Instagram, it exposes you to a wider network. With social media, you have the ability to be who you are, create a brand around that and make money just by simply being who you are and
For
sharing.
free. Being
Oh,
who you are for free anyway. That's
anyway,
the gag.
anyway. So why not keep doing what you do every day, be who you are, but share snippets and pockets of it to your social platform. We just have to think about, it in a way of, when you are just you carrying on through life, you're only able to impact and interact with the 2 or 3 people you see in the day. But when you expose yourself online, your ability to impact and the level of impact that you have is multiplied. I mean, truly, truly multiplied to tens, thousands, 20,000s, and even hundreds of thousands. So I would say, in terms of how to get started, right, and how to really get comfortable being on Instagram, I think you want to first ask yourself, when people interact with you, or when people interact with you, your page, what do you want them to gain, right? How do you want to serve a specific audience? That is going to help you determine what type of content you want to put on your page. Because with your example, you could be a copyright attorney or a janitor, right? But what is something that you want to leave? What is an impression that you want to leave with people when they interact with you, or when they interact with your page? You might be a janitor, but maybe all you post is motivational quotes and pictures of you. That's okay. That is you creating another identity and a brand for yourself based on who you already are. And getting into like practical steps of it, truly what I've learned now, having started to grow on Instagram and growing consistently, the more you put out content that is shareable and really resonates with a wide group of people, that is what's going to get your page to grow. Because everybody wants to be inspired, right? Everybody wants to learn something. Everybody resonates with something that is true about themselves. And we all know what that type of content is. So when you mix that in with other personal pieces about you and who you are, it becomes kind of this perfect equation where people can come to your page to not only see who you are, but they can also come to your page to feel inspired, to laugh, to learn, etc.
I love that. That's brilliant. That's a good note for my 3 social media pages I run. Let me see, I don't have to write it down because this is my show and I can play it whenever I want to. But you know what? An interesting takeaway I got just from what you said that it had never occurred to me. Sharing little snippets and behind the scenes of your life, as an entrepreneur, I think someone could just do that, and as things grow, opportunities might come to them. Like, let's say you don't know what you want to do or what you want to sell, or um, who your audience is. I imagine that if you just start posting things that are relevant to your life and are consistent and that make sense, who knows, like, what type of collaborations could come to you. Yeah, like maybe like a reverse hack. Like, you don't know what you want, but you're telling the universe you want something and you want it via Instagram.
That's exactly true. I would totally agree with that, because honestly, when I first came out and started posting, I had very low expectations. Like, I did not know what to expect. I saw so many people who talk about money, who talk about investing, who talk about business, who have hundreds of thousands of followers. I was like, dang, you know what? I'm just about to come out and talk about it from the experience of a mom, of someone who has 4 kids, of someone who started through doing this through life insurance, of someone who was married before. And that authenticity is what will connect you with the audience you're meant to have, right? It doesn't take away from the fact that all of those other business coaches are doing what they do, but they will never have what you have. Just like you will never have what they have, and you shouldn't want to, because you're able to connect with the people you connect with because of your story, right? And those other people are connecting because of their story. And let that be okay. Don't try to
And
be
there's
like,
space for everybody. There really is
exactly.
room for every single
Girl,
person. If the universe has deemed it for you, that's just what it is. You don't have to worry about someone being in your lane. It's literally impossible. People, do not compare yourself to other brands and get discouraged. They started exactly where you are. Not
they
one
sure did.
person got an Instagram for the very first day and had a blue check and 1 million followers. It
Right.
does not work like that. I don't know who told y'all that, but it's a scam and a lie, honey.
It's a lie. It is a lie. And this is the thing too, like, we often, like you said, we often only see the product as it is right now. We don't get to see how messy and crazy and ugly their page might have been at the very beginning, or their entrepreneurship journey might have been at the very beginning. That's why I want to really encourage, and a lot of the clients that I get from Instagram who I work with, I tell them to really cherish and remember this time when you're small and when you're at the beginning, because this is where you build that grit and that character, so that when you do get to 10K, 15, 20K, you don't get comfortable, right? Because
you always want more.
You always want more. You have to go through this beginning part to really have earned it, and own it.
So what would you say are some practical ways to grow your Instagram? And this is for entrepreneurs and influencers specifically, because I know a lot of people, just for vanity purposes, want to grow their Instagram. I am not talking to those people. I'm talking to the people, no shade. I'm talking to the people who want to grow their Instagram to eventually monetize it. So how do you grow an IG to monetize it?
That's a great question. So there's a few key steps you're going to want to take up front. Number one would be to decide on the niche that you want to be in, right? So I specifically am in the money and business niche. So I'm talking, when you come to my page, you're going to get information about money, investing, or business tips, specifically Instagram business tips. So you want to clarify what niche you're going to be in. So for example, if you're really into health and fitness, that's going to be your niche. So when people come to your page, they should know they can come to you for advice on how to get healthier, how to lose weight, how to diet, etc. That is definitely step number one, to clarify who you are and who you want to serve. Now, connected with that would be to really identify what it is that you are going to teach people or help people to achieve, because this is how you're going to start monetizing. So I always have my clients fill out this statement. So it's, I help blank to blank by blank. So I'm going to fill it in with mine. So this is a why statement. So I help women and moms to make smart money moves, invest consistently, and start a business online by showing them how to invest and make smart money moves or start a business online. I kind of messed that up, but you get what I'm saying.
Right. Simple but effective.
Yeah, you get it. So I help women and moms to make more money and live the life that they want by showing them how to invest, showing them how to start a business online and make smart money moves.
And anything that varies from that is not on brand, and therefore you don't post about it.
Exactly. So you're not going to really come to my page and see me telling you how to lose 15 pounds, because that's not, even though I might have done that, that's not really my audience, and that's not connected to the products that I'm selling. So why it's important to do this step of defining your why statement and what you are going to be teaching people or helping them to do is because that's going to define what people are willing to pay you for.
Oh, so come on, repeat that. Rewind one more time, because that was a truth bomb right there.
Truth bomb. It's important for you to determine your why statement and what you are really going to be serving or teaching people, because that's going to determine what they're willing to pay you for. So I know when I'm posting, I'm educating people on investing and essentially making more money online. So that means all my content is zoned right in there. So when I come out with a free product, because my content already about making money, investing, starting a business is on point, people are going to understand and be ready to pay for the next level of content, which is an ebook, a course, a webinar, a one-on-one session, whatever the case may be, because I'm showing and I'm proving that this is what I want to talk to y'all about. This is how I want to help you, and this is what I want to educate you on. So this is my free content. If you want the next level, here's the paid content.
You've already established yourself as an expert. I think that's what it does. When you streamline and you niche down, you've made it very clear who you are, and you are the go-to person for this.
Yes.
And if you want to elevate or grow with me or whatever the case may be, I'm the person to go to. I think that's super, super important.
Exactly. That's very important. And people aren't going to have that trust factor and be willing to pay you if you one day you talk about cats, the next day you talk about money, the next day you talk about grass, the next
Right.
day you talk about clothes. They're not going to understand what you're doing, right?
Right.
Or who are you serving them? And
And
they're
they
going
won't pay you accordingly. They will
they
not pay you for that.
they won't pay you accordingly. So, that first step, whenever I'm working with people, they always don't know how to decide or how to niche down. But I think that practically what you can ask yourself is, in your life and in your experience, what have you gone through, right? What do you know a lot about? And what is something that genuinely is exciting or at least interesting for you to talk about? Typically that first answer that comes to your
Is the
mind
one.
is the one. But we're often caught up trying to do what we think we should do on Instagram,
And
or
blocking your blessing.
yeah, no, or joining the niche that we think we should join, like beauty or fashion or whatever. But maybe that's not for you, right? Maybe if the first thing that comes to your mind is books or talking about poetry and literature,
Deep dive into that.
deep dive into that, because I promise y'all there is an audience out there for you. Like, there
100%.
is, I'm gonna tell you guys about this guy who literally all he does is talk about Christmas. He has
Okay.
a YouTube channel about Christmas, a podcast about Christmas, a Instagram.
Dead. It's only one day of the year. How much is
It,
there to discuss?
listen, it is one day of the year, but he posts and records videos about Christmas consistently, either every day or every week. He's a whole millionaire off of Christmas.
That's
But people
insane. I
know,
believe it.
yes, people know, like, oh, if I want content about Christmas, or
I
if I
know who
want,
to go to.
exactly, I know where to go. So
Okay.
don't block your blessing by choosing or trying to get into something that's not
It's not for
suited to.
you.
Yeah. And also, too, that inauthenticity will show, right? So if
Mhm.
you're trying to do beauty and makeup and your heart is really not in it, people can
People
feel
can
that.
tell. Yeah.
People
And you'll
can tell.
wonder, you'll spin your wheels trying to figure out why your content's not going anywhere, why your course isn't selling, why your Instagram isn't growing, because people can feel that this is not your actual love or your passion. And
Yeah.
you'll be faking it. And
Yeah.
Instagram loves to expose a scam.
I
They love it.
does. It really does. So I went over the first step, which is deciding your niche. The
Mhm.
next, which would be really crafting your why statement, or what it is that you're really going to be teaching people. The third step after that is going to be being consistent with your content. So I
Okay.
know you guys hear people saying that a lot, but it's because of how true it is.
Yes.
So you won't experience the growth and the eventual monetization of your account if you post one day and then nobody hears from you again for 3 days, or nobody hears from you again for a week. A part
Mhm.
of people being willing to follow you and then take that next step of actually buying something from you is by seeing you show up,
Right.
right? You have got to show up, because you, believe it or not, when you do start creating content, posting, people are expecting to see your posts. Like,
Again.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes I remember last weekend, I was dealing with my kid stuff, and I think I didn't post until way late in the day. And I did get a few DMs like, hey, are you okay?
They were checking on your life, honey, because they
Yeah,
expect you. They want that content. They need to know what's going on.
yeah. They were like, usually I see a post from you in the morning. Like, what happened? I was like, oh my
People
God.
are checking for you. Yeah.
People are checking, and it might be small, but at the end of the day, when you are out there encouraging people or educating people or just talking to them about something that's important, they're going to be looking for that, especially if they follow you and like your page. So you've got to make the decision and, again, commit to that consistency and be posting and be showing up. show up in your stories, be ready to answer questions. That is the business side of this. It's not just only posting and going away, but if you want to be making money, you are customer service as well. You
Yep.
are,
Content creator, social media expert, everything.
yes, you're all of that. So that, is another big key step. And then we can talk about hashtags, girl.
We're gonna have a whole nother episode about just growing
On
Instagram because
Instagram.
it's that deep. But just a point on that, you're 100% right with consistency, and consistency means several times a day, folks. That means Insta stories. That means reels. That means hashtags. That means locations. That means making the explore page. That means connecting with other people, your followers, people that you follow. That means, it could be a full-time 8-hour day. Do not jump into it thinking, okay, I'll post once a day and we're done here. Doesn't work like that. You will never, ever, ever, ever grow. And also, as far as sales go, when it is time to sell something, people have to know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
Period. They do not buy things from people they don't know, like, or trust. The end. I don't give a damn if what you're selling. If they don't know, like, and trust you, they will not buy it. And step one is know. And they cannot know you if you are not consistent with your media. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. That's absolutely true. That's the main way for people to get to know you is, again, by you showing up, by you sharing content, by you sharing little snippets about you. That's what the stories are for. That's why stories are great, because sometimes you might have things that don't necessarily fit in with your feed. Like, I might want to show myself working out, but I'm not going to post that on my page. So that's something you take to the stories, right? But that is an opportunity for people to know you, to see that you also have goals outside of,
and that you're a real person and you're not a bot.
Exactly. That you're not always just, curated or whatever your pictures look like.
And trying to sell them something 24/7.
Exactly.
Yeah, and don't like that. That's a turn off.
Yes, that's what also builds the like and the trust factor, is they start liking you because they see that organic, they see that real, they see that raw, and then they start trusting you because they recognize, wow, not only does this person have expertise in this area, but she's also super dope, or she's also got 4 kids and she changes diapers all the time.
Ooh, like, I'm exhausted just even the concept. I'm worn out just thinking about it. So I think it's a common misconception that you have to have 10,000 followers before you can monetize. Like, people think, oh, if you don't have a swipe up in stories, that you cannot monetize your following, which is wildly untrue. For a fact, you can monetize your following once you have like 100 followers. You should be trying to sell somebody something. So talk to me about when you think it's appropriate to start monetizing your followers, and why are people just missing out on all this money?
Girl, listen, these are the questions that keep me up at night. I'm like,
you need answers.
Why? I'm like, why? I see you. You have 500, 1,000. Some people that I've worked with even have 4,000 or 5,000 followers, and they're not selling anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, the horror.
Y'all don't want no money. Y'all like to be broke.
That's I'm like, please hurry up. And even if you just create a t-shirt, please start marketing something.
Or put my link in your bio. When it's out, just put getrichandgetdrugtrying.com. I got plenty things to sell them.
How about that? Let's just do that, okay? Oh my goodness. And so, I think that people talk themselves out of this ability to sell because, it comes back to that imposter syndrome, and it comes back to them thinking that whatever they have to offer, isn't enough, or that they have to have these huge numbers in order to establish that credibility. But let me tell you something, credibility doesn't come with a bigger Instagram following at all, because there's people with 200,000 followers who really have no credibility. They just
can't sell anything.
Exactly. So that know, like, and trust factor is what sells. It has nothing to do with the number. And you can start implementing that know, like, and trust factor by the steps we just shared, and go ahead and start monetizing your 100 followers, let's say, by simply telling them about your offer. People can't know what's at that link in your bio if you're not directing them there. So for example, let's say you're a health and fitness page, you just started, you have 150 followers, but you want people to book a workout session with you, a one-to-one workout session for $30. I'm going to have you post a video of you doing some easy work from home exercises, recording yourself. So you could either be at your couch, you can be on your bed, you can be in your living room, showing some examples of how you're getting in shape amidst this quarantine, working from home. In your caption, what you're going to do, and you may have to post this caption or this call to action, which is essentially where you direct someone from your caption with an action movement to go do something else. You may need to post that call to action a few times, because it does take about 7 times for someone to see an offer before they buy into it. But if you're posting 2 or 3 times a day, that should only take you 2 or 3 days. So don't get blown off by that. So back to the example, you want someone to purchase a one-to-one workout with you. So you're showing what it's like to actually do the workouts at home. You're showing how accessible it is. You're showing your results. You're showing that you're starting to lose weight. In your bio, at the end, you're going to say, if you really enjoyed this series of workouts, or if you need help getting your own workout game, or if you're ready to lose 5-10 pounds, click the link in my bio. My workout sessions are on sale for $20 today. After 7 or 10 times of your 150 followers seeing that, I guarantee you someone is going to book you.
Yes.
Their DM, yes, they
That's
will
so
either
true.
DM you about it,
Yep.
and ask you like, hey, can you tell me more about this workout session? I saw you posted about it. I do need some help. Can you talk to me about it? And let me tell you, once you get that DM,
It's that first one. That's it. You're done.
money.
You're done. You're
It's
done.
money, baby.
Yep,
It's
money.
money.
It's so true. There is a high that comes from selling your first thing, or your first call, or your first course, or whatever product it is. It's a high that I would like everybody to experience. When you're working your
Yeah.
9 to 5, toiling away for somebody else, and you get a cash register notification from Shopify, you will fall on the ground. I'm telling you, your life will change. You will never ever see
Yep.
your traditional job or route or career path the same way. When you know that you can make money from this free platform, it will change your life. You will never go back to life the other way. You just can't. It's too late.
No, you'll never go back, because you'll recognize, wow, that freedom is unparalleled. That access is unparalleled. You could literally be at your job, posting on Instagram, DMing people, and make a sale right there.
Yep.
Even if you're not selling a one-to-one workout program, let's say you're selling a meal plan and you're selling it for $5 or $10. I guarantee you, the more you post about it, the more you show how that meal plan or that workout plan is contributing to your life by telling your audience a story. That is what is going to make that person buy, right? They want to identify and feel what you're feeling. They're going to buy it from you.
Yep.
They will definitely buy it from you.
It works every
It
single
works
time.
every time. But the only way you'll get there is by you starting to talk about the offer. It's not going to make sense to have all these courses or all these products
And no one knows about it.
ideas. Yeah, all these amazing ideas, but you're not telling anyone about them. How can we support you if we don't know?
And further, sadly, people are dumb. They are dumb. So you cannot just assume that you talk about this thing all the time and the link is there, but they're going to make the connection to go back into your bio and tap the link. No. You have to explain something so clearly and concisely a
Yes.
9-year-old would know what to do. It needs to be, my name is X, I do Y, at W location, at
Yes.
Z times. You can book X at this link in my bio today. I will contact you. I mean, it doesn't have to be obviously that dry, but you have to be crystal clear, concise, and you have to over explain it. Explain it like you're explaining it to your 90-year-old grandmother or your 9-year-old little cousin, because people, I swear to God, I have a retail business on top of my podcast business, on top of the podcast merchandise. Shout out to electric87.com. Now, I will post a photo, and the photo will have the Instagram shopping tag, and in the caption, my call to action will say, tap the photo to shop the look, and I will get tens upon hundreds of DMs that say, how can I buy this? Or people will be in the captions, how can I purchase this? Sis, I literally spelled it out for you in capital letters, encased in emojis and exclamation points. Yes. What do you mean? How, Sway? How can I make it any more clear? You would be shocked at, we just bypass it and think it's so simple and easy. You guys would be floored at how slow people can be.
True. I don't know what it is, bruh. It's weird, but I'm going to definitely share a little hack. Please. So when you get those DMs and you get all of that, in your DMs, there's like a little, I'll have to send you a screenshot later, but y'all might know what I'm talking about. So when you go to your DMs and you click reply, you can click this little plus sign.
Where you have the saved replies, right?
Exactly. There's something called quick replies, honey. That has been a lifesaver, because a lot of the times you will get the same types of questions like, can you tell me more about the course? Or can the course help me with this? Or where can I purchase it? Or, how much is it? I mean, whatever those questions might be, this will allow you to be more efficient if you just save your couple of quick replies like, you can purchase it here. And then bam, send them the link. Or, here's what the course will go into detail about. Already saved it. Bam, send that over.
That is a good hack. You know what? I need to do that right now. And just
take the time.
Be polite, be cute, be on brand, and say, hey, boo, thanks for asking. Let me send you the link right here. Please, follow up with me if you have any more questions, comments, or concerns. Cheers. Whatever the thing is, have it saved and ready to go, because the amount of eye rolling that I do on a regular basis. What do you mean? Where can I buy this?
It's right there.
Is this am I being punked?
But yes, so that has been a savior to me, because I was recognizing like, dang, I can't not answer DMs, because those potentially missed opportunities.
That's dollars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's dollars. But it's like, I can't be just typing and texting all day. I'm tired. My fingers are hurting.
Yeah,
so quick replies has really helped. And also sometimes I'll send voice messages,
Oh, cute. Yeah.
I'll send voice messages, and those can be nice. I think it gives people that feeling of like you're a real person.
Right. It's a good way to connect.
Exactly. It's a good way to connect. So that would definitely be another good thing. And I just want to drop this other jewel right now.
Please, honey, I'm ready.
Yes. Especially as you guys are starting to grow your page and you really want to focus on retaining your followers. So while you're new and at the beginning, I really consider this beginning point a blessing, because as you start trickling in, maybe 5 followers a day, 10 followers a week, whatever that's going to look like, you have the opportunity to really connect with those people so that they stay your followers. And so one of the ways that I do that is when I get new followers is I'll send a quick message. So I have a quick reply.
Already saved. Okay.
Yeah, saved, and it's just like, hey, I really appreciate you following, who I am. Here's what you can expect more of on my page. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I so look forward to sharing more content with you.
Now that's cute. I love that.
Yeah. So it's quick, it's easy, but it's just something personal that makes that person feel like you saw them, because we can't always follow everybody back.
No, there's no way.
There's just no way.
Nor do we want to, nor do you have to.
Exactly. That's a fact. Sometimes you don't want to, and it's like, but you still want, I felt like I still wanted a way to at least acknowledge that person for really inviting me into their feed. You know what I'm saying? For agreeing to participate in what I'm putting out. And so that's a really nice way to do that. And I will tell you guys, those initial people who I first did that DM activity with, almost every single one of them
is still with you.
My customers. Yes.
Oh, and becomes a customer. Come on now.
Yes.
That's even better. Let me go pull up my quick replies. Hold on, girl. You know what? When this is done, I'm going to screenshot you. Yeah, we'll talk. We will talk after the show because I absolutely need that in my life. Lord have mercy. Let me gather my quick replies immediately.
Immediately. It is a really good hack, and it is something that I talk about a lot because, you know, with Instagram being so quick and fast, and when people often follow those big pages, they probably get no acknowledgement.
They definitely get no acknowledgement.
I can confirm. No acknowledgement.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing, you know? And so I've had people who have bought my course or paid for one-on-one sessions. They've been like, you know what? I really specifically chose to work with you because you talked to me. And I felt like I could really relate, being that you have less than 5,000 followers. I feel like I could trust your advice versus someone with 100,000 followers because they're not in the growing phase like I am, you know? That's so how can their tips really help me? And, you know, that's specific to being a business coach, but whatever niche you're in, even if it's fitness, even if it's beauty, people are going to resonate with you at the beginning of your journey. Just really focus on building that audience and that community. And the way to do that is to interact with them, you know, answer comments, like their stuff back, right? Participate.
And that pumps you up in the Instagram algorithm.
It sure does.
IG sees that lots of people are commenting, lots of people are saving, lots of people are forwarding your content, you're participating back, you're responding to DMs. Next thing you know, they start pushing you to more people and more explore pages, and that's how you blow up. But you have to participate. You cannot just post and if you build it, they will come. It does not really work like that. You have to interact regularly, often, and with quality content. And my girl Jance Charté was on a few episodes back, and I remember she told me, try to make every post better than the last. Don't post for the sake of posting because you think that's how the algorithm works. If this was the only thing that someone would ever see about your brand, would it make sense? So keep that in mind as well.
I love that. No, definitely. And that's, you know, it's about always trying to get better, right? And recognizing that you always want to stay leveling up so that you are able to always level up your prices too. Like, you know, let's really get into it because with your
all about raising the price.
Raise your prices, honey, because as you go and really make this into your business, the more experience you begin to gain, that is more that you're able to offer, which is more price that you can add to your product. You know, your work is increasing, your value is increasing, your ability to get results for people is increasing.
And that should reflect in your brand across every single avenue and in your account balance, because that's what we are doing it for. We're not doing this for shits and giggles. We are doing this because we want financial freedom and we want access and we want a lifestyle, and we don't want to get it clocking into some job that we don't like.
Yeah,
that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's exactly why, guys. And, you know, I know that for me, I specifically offer a service or a type of course. But even if you want to dive into creating a page or a business that is specifically only focused on a product, you still can follow the same equation, right? You're going to create content around your product. And I think your page does a great job of this. It's amazing.
Thank you. I try.
Yes, girl, no, you are doing it. And it just goes to show whether you are the center, you, the person, are the center of your brand, or your product is the center of the brand.
These tips are applicable either way.
Exactly. The tips are applicable because it's all about creating a brand, creating a vibe, creating a story around whatever product it is. Let's say all your t-shirts show, I don't know, a tiger or a lion or whatever. You are going to discover and decide, what does this t-shirt really mean to me, and what do I want people to gain from buying this t-shirt? Your content is going to fall right within that pocket, and people are going to know, you know what, I feel courageous, or I feel inspired, or I feel powerful when I'm looking at or buying this lion t-shirt. That is how you create imagery and brand and story around that product. Like, look at Nike. You know what I'm saying? There is no face for Nike, but Nike
There's a
is.
feeling.
There's a
And
feeling.
that's what they're selling you. I love
And
that.
selling you, you know? So whether you decide to jump in with a physical product, or you decide to be the product the way that I am, these tips fall in line in both circumstances.
Agreed. And we touched on courses just a tiny bit. I know you have what, 5 or 6 courses?
I have, yes,
That's
5.
how you know you lit, when you got to count on your hands how many courses you have. Before I let you go, I would love for you to tell me a little bit about what your course is that you're promoting right now. Although
Yes.
I know the answer is all 5. Which one is your current baby, and what do you say to the people that are in the creation stages of their own course? Like, they're gathering their information, they're figuring out how to put their course out. What tips do you have for them? And then which one is your true love right this minute?
Definitely. So I would say my baby at the moment is my ultimate guide to monetizing your Insta-brand course. And the reason I love this course so much is because I created it really as a way to make myself get out of my feeling of imposter syndrome, and as also as a resource for people who were just like me, who were starting from 200, 300 followers and wanted to know how to get to their first 2,000 or 3,000 followers and make their first money on Instagram. So in this course, I essentially go over the strategies I use to grow my page with absolutely no paid ads. Because when I've taken courses, a lot of them, almost all of them, make you go pay for advertising to grow a following. But, being a mom, if I have my $30, I'm going to go buy diapers. I'm not going
Right.
to necessarily pour it into advertising. So it was like, I really wanted to discover and create a strategy that people can scale 1,000 followers in 30 days with no paid advertising. So that's what I teach in my course, is exactly how you can do that without having to pay, and how you can make your first sale by simply being present and engaging and using these strategies on Instagram. So I would say the way that I came to develop my course, and the way that anyone who wants to create a course should go into developing it, is think about what is something that you have accomplished, right? So for me, at the time I created it, my accomplishment was small, but I got up to 2,000 followers. And so whatever your accomplishment is, let's say you've lost 15 pounds. Let's say that you've gotten promoted at work. Let's say that you've bought a car in cash, or you've bought a house. That is an accomplishment. And so you are creating a course that is educating people on that milestone. Don't psych yourself out and feel like it's a small milestone, because in reality, you might think you're at point A, but to someone else, you're at point C or point D or point Z. And they're like, dang, how did she get all the way there? That is where you are creating a product, right? Is on teaching someone how to get from point A to point B, or to point C, or to point D. So don't discredit the experience that you've had. If you've lost 15 pounds, go ahead and make an ebook, okay? How to lose 15 pounds in 2 months.
I love it.
Listen, we have got to be very comfortable with monetizing our knowledge, because that is the way of this society. Monetize
the wave of the future.
everything. It's the way of the future.
Don't
It
get
is the
left
way
behind.
Yes, honey.
No, we have to talk on our personal time because I need a course. I don't
I,
have one. I feel really lame that you
girl,
have
you
5
need
and I have none.
I got about 10 course ideas for you
Yeah,
right now, just from
y'all
what you
heard it here
told
first.
me.
You guys have heard. You heard it. Ellie Talks Money says I got 10 courses, so get your money up. Stay
Get
tuned.
your
Link in bio. Join my email list. I will be dropping this as soon as I create it. Stay tuned. I have been talking
girl.
about this forever. I'm just running so many businesses and I'm so busy and I don't
I
have time,
know.
but I will make time.
But you're gonna make time, girl, because I could definitely already see how
Oh,
many things you could be educating somebody on. Like, honestly, even just what you've done with this podcast and your merch, that is a course.
get out.
That is a course. You are teaching people how to do what you've already done, which is create a podcast, create merch from that podcast, sell that merchandise. I mean, girl, that's like a 3-part course right
Get
there.
out. I'm about to take all y'all money. Stay tuned. I'm so excited. Y'all can't see me, but I'm dancing. You know,
Yes.
Ellie, I knew you were the right person to have on this show. We're about to make some money
Some
together. You know, this
money.
is perfect time. And now that we've talked money for everybody else, money for ourselves, we need the get rich tip of the week. Give me something.
Yes.
Hit me with the finances. You know what? Actually, I might need to have you back on just to do a financial planning episode too. But for
Right?
now, hit me with a get rich tip, babes.
All right. So my get rich tip for you guys this week is I want y'all to take $25. My investing challenge is $25 every week for a month and put 25 of those dollars directly into some stocks.
Right?
Don't play with me. I want you to go right on Cash App or
Okay.
Robinhood. Yes,
Robin Hood is my champ.
App or Robinhood. Put your $25 in a fractional share of your choosing. I recommend Amazon because they are lit.
You're right.
But
Fact.
it's so time for us to normalize investing. We spend probably $25 a week on coffee or
On
door
nothing.
on
On
nothing.
Chipotle.
Girl, listen. So we have got to go and buy Chipotle stock. We have
Uh-huh.
got to go and buy Nike stock. It just has to be right in complement to the money we're spending at Target. While you're in the checkout line at Target, go ahead and buy you 10, 15, 20, $30 of stock in Target.
I
Like
love
this is
that.
what Yes, this is what I want us to normalize because that's how you're not only being a consumer, but you're getting wealthy off of the end of that product, right? Off of the end of that company. We give them so much of our money, so they got to give us some back
They
by
owe it.
buying.
God knows Target owes me a check. They
Girl,
owe
Target.
goods.
Oh
They
my.
owe me some money. 1,000,000%.
1 million. Amazon should make me the freaking CEO
A
as much as
shareholder at least.
listen.
Same. Me
So
and
that
Prime now, please.
girl, listen. That's my definite tip for y'all to implement this week. Even if you can only start with $20, just start with a number you can stay consistent at and do it every week. In 6 months, you'll be shocked like, dang, I have shares in companies.
Yes, like a boss babe.
Like
I
a
love
boss
that. I've
babe.
talked to you guys about Robinhood. Everybody should already have it on their phone. But you heard Ellie. She knows what she's talking about. She's a pro. She got 15 kids. She don't have time to
15,
be telling y'all
girl.
no. Yes, this is serious business. And of course, I need a book recommendation from you, babe. Share with me a book that has changed your life or brought an aha moment to you. Hit me.
Girl. So my book is definitely Becoming by Michelle Obama. That is the book. Like, listen, I've read a lot of books, but that book particularly, I read it this year when I was going through my divorce and before I started my business. And it has just been it for me because everything you're going through right now, it is preparing you to become the version of yourself that you are meant to be. So don't run from it, girl. Stay with it, stay the course. It's going to be hard, but just know that God only puts us through what he knows we can handle. And so if you're going through it right now, it's meant for you. It's meant for you and it's going to make you better.
I love it. Becoming by Queen Michelle Obama. I'm
Queen
here for it.
Michelle.
It has been on my list for quite some time, but let me just go on ahead and get busy much
Go ahead.
faster because
Yeah.
I trust you. If you say
Yes.
it's good, and I've heard that from everybody. So let me hurry up and expedite that
It's great.
ASAP. I just want to thank you for joining me today. You have dropped so much value on the people.
Yes.
Whew, I'm
I,
overwhelmed.
it
I'm
was
so
amazing.
it was amazing. I told you it would be easy, right?
Yes, it was so comfortable. I'm
See?
like obsessed with this
I
podcast.
told you it's easy breezy. I am going to link all of Ellie's information for you guys in the show notes, her social
Yeah.
media, her courses. You will have every way to get in contact with this woman that exists, and let her teach you how to run it up. Period. Like
Right.
2020 is not over. Fourth quarter Hail Mary. It's time to make more money in this fourth quarter than you had made the entire year. Like you
That
can do it if you take control of your brand today.
today, like as in right now,
Right
not
now.
today, not tomorrow, right now, today.
Right
Okay.
now. I love it. Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you, love. I had such a good time. And thank you all for listening. Connect with me, and I will talk to you soon.
Once again, I want to thank Ellie Revella for joining me, aka Ellie Talks Money. I want to thank you guys for continuing to like the show. Make sure you subscribe so you're always notified of when new episodes drop. And I will catch you guys again next time on the Get Rich or Get Drunk Trying podcast.